On a winter evening on Long Island, it's time for a big matchup with the Big Ten's own number 11 Rutgers Scarlet Knights as they come to Hofstra to take on the Pride. Hi everybody and welcome here from the Mag Sports Complex. I'm Dan Sabriano. Thanks so much for joining us wherever you're watching on MSG, Flow College, or YouTube. Well, this is a really big matchup for Hofstra because you have some really excellent matchups up and down the lineup. The Scarlet Knights come in already 10 starters, are nationally ranked by the coaches poll, so a tough test for any team. But let's take a look at what it is at 133 pounds. That's clearly one of our matchups of the entire night. Gage Ship has been wrestling his best over the last couple of weeks. 2 techs over the past weekend. Got the pin in the first match, and then the second one. Good enough for EIWA Wrestler of the Week. The sophomore out of Henderson, Illinois, whose RPI right now is number 27 in the land. So a matchup tonight would be a really, really big one for him as he can try and move up, getting closer to the EIWA championships and the NCAA qualifiers. On the Rutgers side, you have a matchup against an All-American. Dylan Shawver, out of Ohio, graduate year, 16-9 record this season, but last year an All-American at 133 and a Big Ten champion. He's been a NCAA qualifier 3 times in his time and 104 wins in his collegiate career. Let's take a look at the projected matchups for today. 125 is a rematch. 3rd time these two have met one another. Smith, an excellent wrestler out of Pennsylvania, redshirt freshman. They saw each other last year. They saw each other just in November against Teague Strobble. So that's going to be kicking us off right away. We'll be starting at 125. 141 is going to be an excellent one as well, with Olivieri, who is one of the top 10 wrestlers in the entire country. You'll see if Chase Leardi has a chance to bounce them. When we come back, we'll get started with the 125 matchup. It's only on MSG, Flow College, and YouTube.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Marty Connor for your personal price plan today.
The Hofstra bookstore is your official store for all your Hofstra merchandise. Make sure to sign up with your email in order to receive coupons and discounts for future purchases. Stop by the store in the Student Center or shop online at hofstra.bncollege.com.
QFA's 5-star offense maximizes client returns while the 5-star defense generates additional current income while mitigating risk. To learn more, reach out to co-founder and Hofstra alumni Joe Rinaldi or register on their website at qfainc.com.
And there's Jamie Franco, second year leading this program as the head coach. Part of the Hofstra coaching staff, a Hofstra wrestler himself, where he had 75 wins during his time. Rutgers coached in the 19th year by Scott Goodale, the winningest coach in their program. He has finished number 11 last year, their highest since 2015. He's also had 2 national champions back in 2019 in his tenure with the Scarlet Knights. We start at 125 pounds. Hofstra in the white singlet. It is Rutgers in the all blacks. Teague Strobble, Aiden Smith. We're underway here in the first period. Our officials today, Steve Patonik and Alex Ryczewski. Teague Strobble, who has wins in 2 of his last 3. And the big key for him, according to Jamie Franco, was being aggressive. Keep doing your thing. They've been waiting for him to really be his true self this season, but kept saying getting better and better each week, leading up. Sometimes he'll wrestle that perfect match and then make that one mistake. You can't make that mistake against Aiden Smith. And these two have already met each other once this year in the Keystone Classic. It was a 5-1 decision that Smith took back in November. And then they met last year in February, where Smith took that one 4-1. So third meeting between these two at 125 pounds. We're starting from the lower weight classes. Smith, a very athletic and quick wrestler, who last year went 10-4, but only 1-1 in duels. I saw him in some unattached meets on the Zingo National Championship at 152 wins and a state title out of Pennsylvania during his redshirt year. Hofstra dropped both this past Sunday after the win last week against LIU, which you saw right here on MSG Flow College and YouTube. The Sunday matches, those were tough ones against 2 Ivy League institutions. Strobble was able to get the victory against Brown, where he took it by tech fall. And with 1:05 to go here in this opening period, neither guy's really taken a big shot.
1 minute.
And with 1 minute to go, Strobble 14-24 in his career. His hand fighting has gotten a lot better, but it's confidence. That's the big thing for the youngster out of South Carolina. Only standing 5'6". Here with 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds.
The guy's really taking a big shot. There's Smith, nothing there yet. Smith, not control yet. And no control with 10 seconds. Let's see if he can survive this. Strobble kind of having a little north-south at the moment. Strobble with 3, 2, 1, and he survives the first. Boy, that was big. Good defense from Teague Strobble. And he'll choose bottom on this first. You see Aiden Smith there this season, the 14 wins. Dropped one to number 12, Mark Anthony McGowan out of Princeton. Their last match just this past Monday via decision, but won via decision in his prior 2, including a ranked win against Jorvalk against Minnesota. Again, that's that Big Ten wrestling that's so difficult. We know the EIWA is such a difficult conference that Rutgers was once in. When you have to take on Big Ten wrestlers time and time again, there are no easy bouts. Most guys in the Big Ten, their number 2s and 3s are sometimes better than team starters. As this ride time keeps going up. Strobble gets the 1-point escape. Confidence, being on offense. That was the key from Jamie Franco before the match for Teague Strobble. Again, the second meeting this season between the two.
1 minute.
A minute to go in the second. 1-0 lead by Strobble. The escape as he deferred in the second. Strobble went 2-1 to Princeton Open to start the season. He's been pretty good in dual matches to see some really good competition this year. And with 30 seconds to play here in the second frame, Hofstra bench is loving what they're seeing from their redshirt freshman out of South Carolina. Strobble just waiting. He's going to take that big shot, especially with 15 seconds left. This is right around the time we saw Smith try to take it last. But it was defended nicely by Strobble. And with 5 seconds, looks like that's how we're going to end our second, a 1-0 lead. And you'd assume Smith will take bottom here. A good assumption.
Rutgers selects bottom.
And that's what happened. You see Strobble's numbers this year, 6-11 in dual meets. And there's the 1-point escape. We're all knotted up. These two had really good matchups in the prior 2 meetings. There's plenty in the stands today who have come out to support both sides, giving their words of encouragement. With 90 seconds to go in this third period. It's like a cat and mouse game between these two at 125. Who's going to take that big shot? Smith, whose RPI is number 11 at the moment and ranked 24th for Intermat, 22 by Flow.
1 minute.
And every win matters, especially trying to move up in that RPI rankings. That's why you're going to see some of the big guys today for Rutgers who don't wrestle again to the Big Ten championship in a couple of weeks with 45. Got control of the back of the head. A lot of hand fighting. Sprawling back is Strobble with 30 now. Trying to set up his attack. This could just be that one mistake we were talking about that they want to avoid with Strobble, where he wrestles nearly a perfect match. 15 seconds to go. Pounces back with 10. Any shot is basically sudden victory right here, and we're going to head to Southern victory in our first match. Last time Strobble was in sudden victory, it was a loss to number 6, Carson Wagner out of Binghamton in the Lehman Open. Number 6, what he was during that tournament, and then a sudden victory against Wagner another time in the Journeyman. So his last 2 in sudden victory have been tough ones. He does have a sudden victory win against Appalachian State back in November. Gets the first points here. Again, whoever scores wins. Strobble going for it. The encouragement from his bench. here in the first sudden victory period. And they're going to take a look. I believe Smith is a little bloodied up. So there is some blood out on the mat. And that's actually a good time for both coaches, for both sides, to have a quick discussion with their 125-pounders. Again, these are two young men, but definitely with a huge, bright future for both. The whole goal is getting Strobble to compete that full 7 minutes without a mistake. Well, right now he's at 7 minutes and 33 seconds with that one. So it looked like he might have gotten hit Smith right on the chin for a moment. This is a Big Ten matchup again for Rutgers, 5-3 in the Big Ten, this being the non-conference, and you see the blood there on Smith. He'll start from neutral. First sudden victory period. This will be a monstrous win for Strobble against a ranked opponent. Strobble goes to the leg, goes for it. He's on the edge, does not have complete control, and he's out, and they're calling a stall against Smith of Rutgers. Boy, that was big. The defense there from Smith kept him in it. Strobble looking for that one shot. Kind of feel the momentum here on his side, here on his home floor. He saved. Strobble trusts the kind of wrestler he is and keeps improving each time, keeps trusting himself with that consistency. They know great things will happen for the 125-pounder. Here's Smith. Does Smith have control yet? No. Defense once more. Smith has a hold of his leg, the back left leg. And they're gonna bring him back up. Boy, this has been a really good one to start. 14 seconds left in the overtime period. With 10 seconds. Let's see if either guy tries to take a shot here. We're heading to another sudden victory period. That's what's happening. So Strobble gets the coin flip, chooses bottom. Looking to escape here. It's 30 seconds on the clock only. He gets out, he gets the point. He is out of the circle. The Hofstra bench is furious. Jamie Franco wants to potentially challenge here. And he's gonna keep the brick on the side. They're gonna look at it themselves. Remember, he has to be totally out before basically running out of that circle. Let's see. Take a look at this third angle now. Did he have full separation? So as Steve Batonik and Alex Ruchevsky will take a look at it. This could be the deciding factor if Strobble gets the win or not here in this first 125 matchup. Here in the second sudden victory period. Much different year here for Jamie Franco. It's a younger group, and Strobble, one of those guys, as one of this younger parts of this group. Let's see what happens. It's 1 point. Now the staff will get a discussion, and is there a challenge there afterwards? Okay, 2-1 lead for Strobble. 21 seconds here in this sudden victory period. Smith needs a takedown. Strobble. Pushing, good defense with 2, and now 1. So it is Smith's call. He will choose bottom. Smith has to escape. He's not there yet. Strobble hanging on to him like a toddler, hanging on to his parents. This is the second of the 2 30-second periods of the sudden victory. And again, Strobble with that 1 point lead. Smith here gets out. We knew we were going to be treated starting with those lower weight classes at 125, but this has been awesome. 15 seconds. Strobble still controlling with 5. And a 1 point escape with 4 seconds left. All knotted up at 2. And Teague Strobble takes it in the overtime. Boy, that's a huge win for Teague Strobble. Puts 3 on the board for Hofstra. This was the matchup that we, of course, highlighted before. At 133 pounds, Gage Ship, the 133-pound sophomore out of Henderson, Illinois. RPI number 27 right now, 25 wins in his career. Last year, saw a time at 33 and 41. And no takedown yet, and here he gets the All-American, Dylan Shawver. Shawver was tied for 12th in Rutgers Scarlet Knight history in all-time wins, 104 in his collegiate career for the graduate wrestler out of Ohio. Shawver, who started at 125, moved to 133 after getting injured in 2023. And then the 24-25 season was the first time he competed at 33. And last year was an All-American in that weight class. So it's a 3-0 advantage here for Shawver and control. Shawver had a 3-match win streak snapped against Ethan Rivera on Monday in a tight decision, 5-4 against in Princeton, and won his prior 3. And he's also seen some tough losses against top-ranked opponents. #1 Lucas Spurden out of Illinois, Braxton Brown out of Maryland, who's ranked 15th in sudden victory. And he also has some ranked wins himself, including Marco Baker out of Northern Illinois. A 16-9 record right now. And here a 3-1 lead with 90 seconds to go in the first period. Ship, who's coming off a 5-match win streak. There's that lefty high crotch that is his bread and butter in Shawver. As the Rutgers bench wants 3. Haven't given it yet. The entire bench is basically up, and now we'll get the 3. So a 6-1 advantage under a minute to go in the first. The big thing for Ship is starting to believe in himself that he's on the same level. That was the big message from Jamie Franco. We want him to believe that he's on the same level as this All-American, that he can be one too. He's at that caliber. Now with 2 ranked wins over his last 5, including Kyle Waterman against Drexel, and Coleman Nagel against Harvard this past Sunday in the first of the 2 where he got the pin. Be a caution here against Rutgers. He's been red hot. He's won 8 of his last 10. Another caution. .45 seconds to go here in this first. Shawver all over him. Rutgers yelling, both really yelling for a stall at this point. Ship trying to turn him, really can't. And we'll go back to center. Shawver with a win today would move him tied for 10th. Rutgers' record, which he could potentially get depending on his run in the Big Ten Championship and NCAA tournament, is Anthony Alshon, the 2019 national champion, who had 118 wins for the Scarlet Knights. And with 2 and 1, that's the end of the first period. So Rutgers will defer. And Ship will take the top here. Right now, ride time in the favor of Shawver, which again, you get an extra point. You have over a minute. With the control here, try and bring it down under the minute from Ship, which now wipes away that 1 point, which is added on at the end of the match. Ship still garnering control. It's Shawver trying to get back to his feet and then worked out. Back to center. Shawver last year placing 7th. Right now, Rutgers has been red hot, 5-match win streak after their Princeton victory, 28-9 on Monday. They're able to get a top 10 win from Andrew Clark. They're able to get 165, a big win from Barbosa. Got bonus points from 5 other weight classes. There's 8 different wrestlers with an RPI rank, and will be 9 after today's match at 141. With Olivieri, as soon as he gets his 15th, he'll end up being in the RPI rankings. That's a kid who right now is ranked number 6 or number 8, depending on which poll you're looking at. That will be our upcoming match. Here it's Shawver with a 7-1 lead in the second. And Ship, you know, they really know how dangerous he could be. It's all about game planning, though, and having that offensive mindset. When you see him with that offensive mindset, he is at his best. There's a good one. Oh, he's got him in a really tough spot. Earns 4 near fall points, but then 2 the other way. And that will end the second. Boy, just right on cue. When he is offensive, he is very, very dangerous. And it's now just a 1-point advantage for the All-American. Let's look at it again. Able to get the 4 back points there. Shawver knows Ship has to attack here. That's why they went neutral. The sophomore, who again already has these ranked wins, looking to see if he can add 1 more. You know, momentum is a very dangerous thing, and right now he has had the momentum, not just in this match, but in the last couple of weeks. He has only 1 loss in the entire month of February in 6 matches. His only loss by tech fall to Mason Leipard out of Franklin Marshall, who's a really good wrestler in his weight class. 3-point takedown for Shawver, and that creates some more cushion with a minute to go. Chip has to do something. Trying to get his back completely. A real dangerous spot there. 35 seconds. Just going to continue this control
30 seconds.
Until a stall is potentially given. Shawver's showing what made him a Big Ten champion last year at 33.
10 seconds.
A guy who they expect to be in the NCAA qualifier again in that weight class for the 4th time. And here he takes a 13-8 due to ride time victory. And it was the takedown late from Shawver that really put it away and gave the Scarlet Knight his 105th career victory. He's now tied for 10th all time in their program's history.
At 141 pounds for Rutgers undergraduate student from East Hanover, New Jersey, Joseph Olivieri.
So Joseph Olivieri does wrestle as expected. They weighed in 2 at 141, but again, they really needed him to get to that 15th match to get himself the RPI. And here, Chase Leardi, who's coming on a 3-match win streak at the moment, wins by major decision and the last 2 by decision on Sunday, including a ranked win against Kamari Mans of Brown, which gave him his 6th victory of the year and 4th in duels. Leardi, who last year did wrestle in 33, but he was really that kind of in-betweener between 33 and 41, that kind of tough weight class. He said it was kind of hard cutting weight, and that's why you get kind of tired, especially towards that 3rd period. It's a big weight cut. So decided to go up this year, but as Jamie Franco said, that record does not show where he is when he is healthy. Got hurt early on this season, and that's what really kind of slowed him down in his momentum early. I just wanted him to get that first takedown, get on that tough ride, and obviously stay healthy going into the EIWAs. Massapequa native, who was a stout wrestler, who Nassau County Championships, of course, always hosted here at Hofstra University. It's a classic to get to Hofstra, and he was here when he was in high school. And here, a tough matchup against Olivieri, who the accolades kind of speak for itself. A place winner last year in the Big Ten, a two-time qualifier, and 21 wins in 2022 at 133 before moving up. A guy with 77 career victories for the Scarlet Knights. That's tied for 38th most in this illustrious program. The East Hanover, New Jersey native who decided to stay home in the Garden State. And a championship qualifier last year with 21 victories. Here is a perfect 14-0. Has a tough, heavy pace. His brother actually wrestled here at Hofstra for a couple of years before transferring, but was a Hofstra wrestler himself. Right now with 30 seconds to go here in the first. I think if you're Leardi, you're pretty happy where you're at. And it's the guy that right now is ranked number 6 or number 8 in intramat and flow.
10 seconds.
5 seconds to go. And that will do it in the first. A lot of his motivation, Chase Leardi, came from guys that he used to wrestle with. Kyle Mosher, Ross McFarland, and guys who won the EIWA last year. Again, last season was a very senior-laden group. This year a lot younger, but Chase is one of those leaders this season. He talked about how important it was for him to be motivated coming in here, seeing those guys, his friends, his teammates, the dedication, and how they were able to do during those EIWA championships. A tough spot here for Leardi. Olivieri with a good spot. Really good spot. Trying to get the second shoulder. And that's it. Second period pin for Joseph Olivieri. He's 15-0. That's a young man who's going to make some big noise in a couple of weeks at the Big Ten Championship. And even more, and he most likely is in the NCAA. We'll be right back. Plenty more to come. We got 49 upcoming here on MSG, Flow College, and YouTube.
Apple Bank opened its doors over 160 years ago.
And back then, it was all about one-on-one banking. In today's world, banking's all about easy and convenient, and saving you time for the moments that matter.
We get that, but sometimes you need to speak with someone to make it happen. And at Apple Bank, that's what we still do. One-on-one service since the day we first opened.
Welcome to Apple Bank. How can I help you?
Easy, convenient, personal banking.
Apple Bank, your neighbor, your bank since 1863.
I wasn't born a leader.
It wasn't given to me.
I couldn't buy it.
How'd I get here?
I decided.
I decided.
I decided.
I decided. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
Bring color to life with the very best paint. Only at Sherwin-Williams.
We're at 149 pounds. A 9-3 lead for Rutgers over Hofstra here in this duel. It's the freshman Jackson Slotnik, the younger brother of nationally ranked Jake Slotnik, who gets out there at 149 today. Alex Turley, usually the guy who's going at 149, but he elected to go with Jackson today. Just one of the hardest competitors in the room. They wanted to get out and score early, and he'll take on Andrew Clark, a 149-pounder out of Collinswood, New Jersey, who's coming off 3 wins in a row, including 2 of them that are ranked wins. Clark, a 2-time NCAA qualifier in 23 and last year. In 23, he was wrestling at 57 here, making the cut. And had 6 wins at 57 in 2024 before an injury, and then changed down to 49, which of course is always a tough thing to do. Sometimes it's that mentality and what you like. So Clark, the New Jersey kid who has 76 wins in his career, against Slotnik, who has 5 wins in his collegiate career. Jackson, who coming in here out of Williamstown, New Jersey, was 7th as a senior in the Garden State, 8th as a junior. Wrestling being in that family, of course. And of course, we all know brothers, they're going to wrestle no matter what, but I think it's a little bit different when you're a wrestling family. I think those wrestling matches on the couch are just a tiny bit different. But a young man who started his wrestling at just 4 years old. And we'll go back to center. And you might have saw behind that coaching staff of Hofstra. It's a young coaching staff for Hofstra. Jamie Franco being the old man on the staff, and he's only 35 years old, 34 years old, whatever he is now. But Jamie, a wrestler here, associate head coach for 2 years under Dennis Papadopoulos, on the staff from 16 to 23. But he loves having a younger coaching staff and gives so much credit to Jesse Delavecchia, Anthony Sabatker, bringing in Zachary Knighton-Ward this year to work with the heavyweights. He was a stout wrestler in his time. He said it's so much different because Anthony just 2 years ago was wrestling and was almost as old as some of his graduate guys. As a 3 here for Clark gives him an advantage in the first. But he was saying, just having these guys, having some Long Island guys too, which is so important in his mind. They crossed, in his words, they cross streams a lot with those two. When you obviously you're on the Long Island wrestling scene, you know each other in many ways. So bringing Jesse on was a really important thing, and he's done with clinics, and just having them here is so special. Winner of Coaching Staff of the Year of the Hospies last year, which is a gigantic honor here on campus. As you look at Andrew Clark there with his 13 wins this season, 29th ranked wrestler in the country per Intermat. And this is too far outside the circle. 17 ticks to play in the first period. I believe there is some blood on the face. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of blood right over the eyebrow of Clark. They'll clean that one up in 7 seconds. So Slotnik goes down 3-0 after the first. It is Hofstra's call. Slotnik defers. And it is Clark who takes the bottom. And now they'll take a look at Clark. So quick water break here also for Jackson Slotnik, the freshman. And they've loved what he has done so far. Saw some good matches during Nassau Open. Fell actually to Alex Turley in the Nassau Open, second place. second place to your teammate. I mean, I think, you know, these guys are always wrestling each other. Of course, it's a different kind of thing when teammates wrestle compared to other sports, but still taking it second place early on. But he's gotten a few wins here, wins in the Lehman Open. It's guys from Drexel and Columbia. This is his first time in a duel since November 22nd, when he lost to the 6th ranked wrestler at a pen, Wasilewski, by 18-2 tech fall. Here's Slotnik as the top, and it's a 1-point escape. Clark has some wins against nationally ranked guys. As I mentioned before, you know, even just 2 of his last 3 against nationally ranked guys. Number 17, Drew Roberts. Number 10, Elijah Rivera. Both by decision. And also wins against a few others. They have actually seen some of the same guys, which in the Keystone Classic, he saw Wasilewski and also fell to him back in November at 149 by a 5-1 decision. And it is another 3 for Andrew Clark, which will extend the lead to a touchdown and the point after. You can't say touchdown all the time nowadays because everyone's going for 2 these days. Was the 3-point takedown, changing up a couple of years ago. Used to be the 2, now obviously the 3. Want guys to work from their feet more. It's kind of the goal. Under a minute to go here in this second period. We're expected to see Jackson's older brother, Jake, at 65. And these middleweights were going to be some tough matchups no matter what. You're treated so early to high-level performers on both sides. Starting it off at 25, Smith and Strobble getting the decision and sudden victory was huge. And a tough one for Ship against an All-American, and Shawver and Olivieri took it by pin over Leardi. Now here at 49 in the second. And with 5 seconds, the 11-0 advantage heading to the third. Neutral call here for Slotnik. And just 4 points away from taking via tech fall. For Andrew Clark. So 14-0, see if he lets him up and tries to do it again. Right now in terms of the ride time, he's got the points. Well, he wants something else here. Clark, he'll get the near fall points no matter what. See if he can get the 6. Trying to get that right shoulder down. Slotnik's in a really tough spot here. And it'll be 4 back points, which brings it to a tech fall victory for Andrew Clark. So 5 on the board makes it a 14-3 advantage for the Scarlet Knights. And that is a 2-time NCAA qualifier at his best. We head to 57.
At 157 for Rutgers and graduate student from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Devin Magro.
So Devin Magro will get the start here. And Eric Shindell for Hofstra, the redshirt senior. This is kind of like his senior day. Again, Sunday was their senior day in general for Hofstra, but Jamie Franco has said, you know, he wanted to get some of these guys in here for one last match at home. Like a Shindell, Matt Rogers, guys who will be making their final appearances for Hofstra. Shindell, the Merrick, New York native, growing up right down the road off the Meadowbrook. And here he gets Magro, who was 53 wins in his career. 10 wins each year that he has wrestled. Guy who's been at 49 as well. And here he wrestles up at 57. So 7 of his wins this season have come at 49. Shindell, who dropped his last 2, last time he has wrestled in a duel was January 4th, where he dropped both against Princeton and Binghamton, both by technical fall. But he was riding a 5-match win streak during that Nassau Open, where he was excellent. As Magro works here, up 3-0. Being the attached wrestler, getting a Big Ten opponent, getting out here for the final time means a lot. And Franco recognized that and knew that he wanted to get him out here at least one more time at the MAC for this very tough Wednesday night matchup against the Big Ten opponent.
Still warning from Hofstra. One minute.
1 minute to go in the first. And ride time up to 1:20 now. It's been complete control from Magro, the Johnstown, PA native. Shindell, who last year went 5-7 at both 65 and 74 at 2 dual wins, wrestled in 24 matches at 65, really in a few at 74 in 2024. Won 8 that year. Guy who's been around for a while, was a phenomenal wrestler for JFK High School in Belmore. All county twice. Started wrestling when he was in middle school and made his way here to wrestle collegiately, which, of course, if you know anything about this sport, that takes a insane commitment and dedication, especially at a Division I level. Four nothing lead here in the second. And really seen Shindell have an opportunity to shoot. He's been playing on his heels for most of this match. Magro, that prime example really of what it is to be a Big Ten wrestler. This is a freshman who comes in, their number 2 guy behind an NCAA qualifier and an alternate last year in Anthony White, who normally wrestles at 57. And he still has put up some really good numbers. He had an individual title this year during the Journeyman Collegiate Classic. He was unattached.
1 minute.
And for those at home that may not know exactly what that means, essentially it's somebody who you're still wrestling for your school, but you're not attached to your school's record, so it doesn't impact your ability to redshirt. The top wrestler and a PIAA state champion out of Pennsylvania. Wrestled 152 as a senior. Here at 57 his collegiate year.
3-point takedown, Rutgers.
Eight 0 advantage, 10 seconds to go here in the second.
10 seconds.
And they'll restart again back at center. And it's a younger group for Hofstra this year. Shindell, one of those older guys. And last year, such a more veteran-laden group for Jamie Franco in their first year. Ross McFarland, one of his first real recruits, got him here. Thought it was so special watching him succeed, win a championship. Justin Hoyle. Now it's flipping over to the younger team, which is difficult to do, but has to keep reminding himself that there are going to be growing pains, but you're going to see some really good wrestling going forward. And I think even if you look at that younger weight class, guys like Strobble and Ship, those are two prime examples. Slotnik. And there are some really good young up-and-coming wrestlers for Hofstra for years to come. Shindell down by 7, 90 seconds to go here in the third. And we'll start again back at the Hofstra H. Hofstra Rutgers, non-conference Wednesday night matchup here on MSG Flow College and YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us wherever you are locked in. Minute 10 to go here in the third. And this is another good tri-state matchup. Always important to have a lot of the local teams, local-ish, as you can call Rutgers, to be able to see each other and come out here. Another 3 given. Magro will go up by 12 and does have right now the ride time point. So right now on track for a decision, major decision, excuse me. 1 point escape. So a takedown would not end it. And that's what he's looking for. He wants the tech fall. But sprawl by Shindell. As a 3-point takedown. The lead is 14, so let's see if he lets him up to try and take him down again and end it. Or he's just going to ride this one out. And it looks like that's going to be the case with 10 seconds left. So Shindell, the Long Island native, with this tough matchup against Devin Magro, and Magro takes it. The final score of 17-2. Adding more to this Scarlet Knight lead. We go to 165 pounds next. And Hofstra's big gun, Jake Slotnik, will step up. That was the last big 3 that kind of got him. It was this one and then one other takedown afterwards, which pushed it ahead for the tech. So Andrew Barbosa out of Riverside, California, redshirt freshman. He will step in. Barbosa, who's coming off a ranked win against Princeton by decision just this past Monday. Barbosa, an excellent wrestler, nationally ranked himself, 6 wins last year, 15 this season. But Jake Slotnik needs this win. RPI right now at 26, number 30 ranked. He has been their guy all year, very consistent. Has had some really tough nationally ranked wins during his time, and some tough nationally ranked losses as well. But he is a guy that they know at 65 could potentially be 4 or 5 guys that maybe qualify for the NCAAs out of the EIWA. You can see 3 to 5 usually around that number. So it's not a shoe-in for Slotnik to end up qualifying. This is a match for him that if he wins is going to help him with that case. Every win matters, especially against a nationally ranked opponent. As he sits outside, they're giving a stall against Slotnik. 90 seconds to go here in the first. Slotnik, who has won 4 of his last 5, 3 of those wins via decision. 18-12 record in duels this year. Just adding to the phenomenal season that he is having. Jake, who wrestled for 4 years at St. Augustine Prep. 63 wins during his high school career. Came to Hofstra. Crossed the Hudson River. Crossed the Verrazano Bridge, sitting in traffic for hours on the belt to make his way here to Long Island. And he has had himself an excellent season. Last year did redshirt. Was unattached at 5 events, went 8-8. For Tech Falls, 2 major decisions. But this year he has been their guy, and they still have him for a good amount of time. Again, he's part of that group, of that younger group of wrestlers that they really see elevating this program for year in, year out. And it's part of the culture that Jamie Franco wants to build. When I talked to Jamie about this, I said, you know, every coach, of course, wants something. There's something that they want for their group. What is it for you? And he said, I want us to be excellent and champions in all pillars. You want to have to be here, work out here, be here in the off season, want to be part of the Hofstra family, because being part of that Hofstra family is something so, so important. The tight brotherhood that it is. When you look at the last 2 head coaches, Dennis Papadatos and Jamie Franco, both are Hofstra alums. He wants to bring guys that are better everywhere. Community service, good grades. Not just at wrestling. You obviously have to be dedicated to this craft, but more than just that, wanting more for yourself. And let's see, there might be some, just a quick little adjustment of the headgear. Slotnik was turned around, wasn't sure if there was some blood there as well. Here, 1-0 lead for the visitor Barbosa in the second period. Barbosa has just 2 losses in the 2026 calendar year. Those 2 losses, Braden Scholes out of Illinois, number 8 in the country. Andrew Sparks, number 11 out of Minnesota. Both via decision. The last one, 2-0 for Sparks. In a tight one at 65, just a couple of weeks ago. Big Ten wrestling. Something really, really tough to do and compete in. Rutgers number 11 in the entire nation. As I alluded to before, and all 10 guys who are in the starting lineup are ranked and an RPI on 8 of them, and will be 9 the next week. Stall warning against Slotnik, and that's his second, so it's a 2-0 lead. And in this tight match, it's not the thing you want to take here. So I'll hang on here, going to the third, down by 2 at 165 pounds. Not a lot of styling and profiling in terms of points in this one in the second period, but it has been a tight matchup. As we begin the third, again, that stall warning could be huge, a stall warning point. As Slotnik escapes, and he's down 1 now instead of tying up. Still controlling is Barbosa. Has full control over that right arm as well. Now able to get that right hand out, and this is where Slotnik needs to get to work. He's got 1 minute and 15 seconds. Barbosa just wearing Slotnik down right in the middle of the mat.
1 minute.
Jamming him in there. As the officials say, you got to get moving, boys. Gets back to one leg. Slotnik back to both feet. And almost slammed out. "42 seconds. Slotnik trying to work back to his knees, but it's Barbosa who controls again up top.
30 seconds.
Under half minute to go, another stall. And Slotnik kind of shook his head a little bit and was like, really? You see what I'm trying to do here? So down by 3. 15 seconds for Barbosa. It will take a kind of a miracle here for Slotnik to get up and get the takedown at this point. Here he's up. He needs a takedown. He's got 5 seconds. With 4, he shoots. 2 seconds. And that's it. Oh boy, it was a good chance at the end there for Slotnik, but it's Andrew Barbosa who wins at 65 via decision, and the Scarlet Knights extend their lead. Back with more. We still got 74, 84, 97, and then the big boys. Well, it is Rutgers with a 22-3 lead as we get started for our next match. But let's look what happened so far, and it was that first one at 25. It was so exciting. Aiden Smith, nationally ranked, Teague Strobble, and Strobble took it in sudden victory. But since then, it has really been all Rutgers, as Shawver at 33, Olivieri at 41, Clark and Magro, who took it at 49 and 57, and then Barbosa at 65 has the 22-3 advantage as we go here now to 165. And it is Matt Rogers, the Wantagh kid, who just like his buddy Eric Shindell here in his final match in a Pride uniform. So looking to get one more opportunity, and here he gets Lenny Pinto. Already a quick 7-0. And now 7-1. Pinto, phenomenal wrestler, graduate student, 3-time NCAA qualifier out in Nebraska, and then made his way east to come, I guess you could say, closer to home, from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, to wrestle in the Big Ten for Rutgers, and he has been excellent. 24 wins last year, a Big Ten runner-up, an 8th seed in the NCAA. Helped the Cornhuskers last year to a national runner-up title. Guy who wrestled at 84 just a couple of years back, but he's been at 74 since, and 79 career wins during his time, where Matt Rogers, meanwhile, has 2 wins this year, 2-5. One of them against his teammate, Dylan Zenion, the Journeyman Collegiate Classic. The other one, Jaden Weller, in the Lehman Open in early January. But Rogers, a 2-time All-State performer, prepped at the U.S. Naval Academy for a year before coming to Hofstra, local kid. A lot of matches early on in his career, just 1 last year, 5 the year prior, and 15 as a redshirt freshman at 74. But here he is back, wrestling at 74. And trailing 7-1 here in the first. Pinto just taking his time as he gets ready to shoot. And Pinto, the guy, like I mentioned before, someone who did wrestle at 84, he just looks much bigger than Rogers, who has wrestled further down. And did he get the 3? Not in time, just as the buzzer expired. That gave him some life, as assistant coach Anthony Sabatka on the other side encouraging Matt Rogers. And not too much of a difference in age with some of those guys in the assistant coaching staff, and someone like Rogers, who's been here for some time now. Here, Rogers has top, but he's down by 6. Pinto, who's a really good Greco-Roman wrestler as well. Entered college ranked number 5 in his entire weight class. That's why he was a high-level recruit going to Nebraska. And he's been great here in his graduate season. Get the reversal. Extends the lead. And now turns over the ride time clock as well. So he actually can get the extra point if he holds on here for this minute. And he's got Rogers with that arm pinned back. Tough spot for Matt Rogers. Stall warning on. And I'll go against Rogers. With a half minute to go here at the Max Sports Complex. And Strobble got the victory at 25. The rest has gone all Scarlet Knights' way, and another 2 with the 1-point escape for Rogers as Pinto let him up. Pinto 37 wins in duels, just 11 losses in his career, and that was a huge 3 as the timer went off in the second period. So a 12-point lead. Watch the explosion. From Lenny Pinto. See Rogers again, not a lot of time this season on the mat in terms of being an attached wrestler. Pinto, the number 17 wrestler in the entire country. And looking to continue to elevate up in the rankings. Rogers trying to get loose here. He gets a point. It's back to 11. Again, if Pinto gets a takedown, that would end it. Lenny Pinto. A Big Ten runner-up just a year ago. And expected to be towards the podium again in just a couple of weeks, when they go to State College for the Big Ten Championship, March 7th and 8th. Kind of be a little bit of a homecoming for him. And there's the 3. That does it. By Tech Fall, Lenny Pinto, his 80th career victory as a Division I wrestler. And it's another 5 on the board for the Scarlet Knights. They're up 27-3. That brings us to 184 pounds.
At 184 pounds for Rutgers, a freshman from Franklin, New Jersey, Jordan Chapman. And for your pride, a freshman.
That last takedown is the one that did it. Jordan Chapman steps in. Just a freshman. Got his first individual title unattached in the Bloomsburg Open. Went to an 8th place finish unattached at Midlands, which is always a very tough competition in December. And went 4th at the Keystone Classic in November. And this is a guy who's a 2-time state runner-up, a 3-time place winner in New Jersey, and an 8-9 record this year. This is just his 2nd duel of the season. And Josh George steps in at 84. 84 was interesting this year for a couple of different reasons. Jarius Clark was the expected 74-pounder. And then Matthew Waddell was at 84 because he said he would rather sit in that spot and wrestle all the time and try and compete and earn that spot instead of kind of sitting behind Clark and trying to beat him out of points. But now, with the injury to Clark, who does come back, it's his year of eligibility, which is huge. Of course, they love having Jarius Clark to return to the lineup next year. Josh George, the freshman, steps in out of Cedartown, Georgia. But he's a guy who has a kind of unorthodox, he's a high-level jiu-jitsu wrestler, a high-level jiu-jitsu artist. His dad owns a gym. So he's so unorthodox that sometimes where wrestlers normally don't want to be on their back, he doesn't mind it. His style is a little bit different. He's had some really good wins in high school, really good against Drexel, some tricks that some other guys aren't used to seeing because of that jiu-jitsu background. And as Jamie said, you know, I don't really want him to obviously continue with just that, but, you know, I can't fault the kid. His dad owns a gym. That's what he does. That's how he makes money. That's how he works. And that's a pin. Chapman gets a first period pin with just 54 seconds left. Pick up his 9th win in his young season, and lots of love from his teammates. So he got George in a really tough spot. It'll bring us to 97, 2 to go. Those 6 on the board for the Scarlet Knights. It's a 30-point advantage, and we head to 97. PJ Cassell, 9 wins this year. He steps in at 97. Not their normal 97. That's Shane Cartagena-Walsh, who was also nationally ranked top 20 guy qualifier last year at 84. It has also been at 97. So Cassell stepping in here with a 4-1 record. And Franklin Marshall Open. 9 wins last year. Didn't see any action the year prior, and 3-0 as a freshman in 2023. Cassell out of Little Falls, New Jersey. And Will Conlin, a lot of high hopes for him. ACL tear at the end of last year. They knew was going to really set him back. It would be a long recovery, but just getting him back to where they feel like he's there. He was physically ready to go. His cardio was ready, but they want him to go off, and they lost a tough one a couple of weeks ago in a dual match against Army, against a ranked guy, Wolfgang Frabel. It's a great name, by the way, Wolfgang. Up at Army West Point. We got wins over LIU, win over Harvard, Tech Fall, and decision. And then lost by major decision to number 15, Andrew Real out of Brown, to bring him to an 8-8 record. Want to get him out early, get him to score early, but so far there's 2 goose eggs on the board. At 197. Correct myself from before, excuse me, Remy Cotton, the other guy normally at 197. Ononega Walsh at 184 normally. But again, getting the night off here, him and Cotton. Cotton, who was a qualifier last year. An auto bid for Michigan State and a number 5 RPI. But obviously with the duel already complete control, sometimes rest is the best thing. Cassell trying to get that left leg of Conlin. The 6'2" junior out of Hoover, Alabama. And it's 3 for Cassell. Cassell 3-1 this year in duels. And with under 10 seconds to go in the first period, he will carry a lead into the second frame at 97. So Conlin, again, who was already coming off an injury last year. And that is the knee that he ended up hurting. And he kind of got him in that tough spot, right? Holding control of the left. And then he grabbed grabbed for it right away. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on something that you just recovered from a year ago. As he was looked at, the trainer, Sam Stampley, you see him there, a little walk off. And Conlin talking it over with the coaching staff of Lavecchia, Franco in the middle, and Zachary Knighton Ward, who was a stout heavyweight during his time, and Sam coming over again, taking a look at him. So yeah, it's that left leg that he already has the brace on. And Conlin, who is a tough one for him. As Stampley looks on the trainer, Hofstra wrestling for the last number of years. There's Sam, beloved by the entire program. I think I know Sam Stampley. I think he's trying to just get more airtime here, knowing that I'd be talking about him. But let's take a look at the match results so far. That first one at 25 was something special. We did start at 25 today. Shawver getting his win. That was a tough matchup at 33 for Gage Ship. Olivieri over Leardi via pin. A couple of them via pin. Been all Rutgers since, the exception of that first one. So Conlin okay for now. Again, he took the brace off. Let's see if he can move a little bit better. Get a 1-point escape the other way for Cassell. .90 seconds to go. Cassell with the 4-0 lead over Conlin. And Conlin's had some really big-time wins, nationally ranked wins this year as well. He had one against Carson Tompkins of Air Force, but he's done it in the past before the injury. Getting him back there, ACL, of course, is so tough, and especially in this sport where you need to be so explosive. Minute to go in the second. Even when he comes back on that left leg, just doesn't land on it properly. I was a little timid with it, but especially for a 97-pounder. You need that explosion, these big boys, big physical 197-pounders, and yeah, he's still, and that's gonna be it. Jamie has called it. Yeah, Jamie Franco called it right away. He was looking, and it's going to be a forfeit in the second. Cassell with the victory, his 10th this year at 97. And Conlin will take a walk over to the trainer's table. You hope he's okay, and they want to rest him up for EIWAs. And here come the big fellas. Hunter Catka is one of the best heavyweights in the entire nation. Out of Brookhaven, Pennsylvania, transfer from Virginia Tech, where he was a 3-time qualifier, 66 wins, qualified in 21, 23, and 24, getting to the blood round 3 wins in 24. And here he gets Adrian Sands already on his back. Sands, the redshirt junior out of Miami. Works a lot with Zachary Knighton Ward, and it's a tough thing for anybody, right? It's hard to find heavyweights for guys to spar with. Sands will get the 1-point escape here, a 7-1 lead. And that's why bringing in Knighton Ward was so important for them. But they wanted Zach to come in, and because he's so athletic and so different, knowing that you have to work a little bit different at collegiate level and being at this weight class. Another three-point takedown. When you say guys like Nick Miller help Zachary Knighton Ward, now Zachary Knighton Ward's helping the heavyweights of the current class for Hofstra. It's been a great addition as a volunteer assistant here for Sands. Catka showing off that quickness, that power. Already up by 10 here in the first. He's an ACC runner-up twice during his time. RPI number 19, 82 wins in his Division I career. And another 3. It's up to 13. He'll let him up. And the next takedown will end it. What he's trying to do here in the first. Such a tough matchup here for Sands against a guy who was expected to compete at Rocket Arena in Cleveland in the Division I Wrestling Championship, March 19th to the 21st. And last year had 2 All-Americans. First time since 2022 and 9 straight years of Scott Goodale having All-Americans, and I'm sure there'll be a couple of more this upcoming year as well. And his 248 collegiate wins with the number 11 team in the country, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And three-point takedown, gets the pin. That's how it ends. Hunter Catka via fall ends the match. 45-3 the final. The Scarlet Knights come from New Jersey and take over here at the Max Sports Complex. So Hofstra wins at 25, but all 9 other weight classes victorious for the Scarlet Knights, and plenty of bonus points with it as they win this duel. They move to 14-5. Another year, 14 wins for them. And Hofstra drops to 3-14 overall. You look at these final numbers of this match, and Hofstra won the first one. Since then, it was nothing but the Scarlet Knights, but those are some really tough matchups. Few pins out there, 3 victories via pin, few other tech falls during the process as Rutgers comes in with a 45-3 victory here at Hofstra. And that ends Hofstra's home slate. EIWA will be just a couple of weeks away. The guys will get rested up. They'll get ready for the Big Ten as well. Our next broadcast will be Saturday. It'll be at noon. It'll be at Captain's Field as women's lacrosse takes on the Stags at a Fairfield. Sunday, we'll be back at the MAC as Hofstra women's basketball takes on UNCW. For everyone here at Hofstra Sports Media, I'm Dan Savarino saying thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.